That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
What is going on, OneCast fans? Welcome to Fishing Friday Live, coming to you from the Talk out here in Sanford, North Carolina. Excited to be here. We're fighting internet issues as usual. We're still working through that. So if the quality's not great, hopefully the sound is good. We're going to keep rolling. If it drops, just bear with us. We always end up making it back after a few moments. But before we get rolling with lots of stuff to talk about, I want to make sure we shout out all of our partners. OneCast Fishing. Head to onecastfishing.com. Use the code TheOneCast. Save 10%. Get some snagless jigs, long neck hooks, weedless nets, some of the soft plastics. Also Carolina Waters, CarolinaWatersNC.com. Use the code TheOneCast, all one word. Save 20% off your order. Get you some performance wear, hoodies, hats, all that good stuff. Get stocked up before the season gets rolling here. What's going on, Dave? What's going on? Two folks whose names I cannot see, and Bass and Big Malone. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between Instagram and Facebook to try to keep up with some of the comments. So, Trey, what you got? I know you got something.
Oh, man, it's good to be back. It's really in the fishing world right now. It's super busy, but you know what else is busy is those interest rates are coming down. So if you guys are looking for a piece of paradise, hit up our buddy Eric Schwind over at Mossy Oak Properties. You can reach him at 936-494-9686. Shoot him a text, give him a call, or you can shoot him an email at eschwind, that's ESCHWIND, at mossyoakproperties.com. Eric's going to take care of you. He's got several options, wide range of properties featuring natural landscapes, waterways, all that stuff. So if you're an avid outdoorsman or you just want to escape from that city life, get away from the concrete jungle, head on over, check Eric out. Again, his number is 936-494-9686.
Heck yeah. We're going to announce the giveaway we've been talking about forever. It's not going to be a singular giveaway. There's 5 different prize packs. I'm not going to go into the details yet. We're going to leave you hanging for a little while because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. And we'll go through how you can get entered. And then there'll be posts coming out over the next couple of days with all that information as well. So you don't have to try to remember it from tonight. But we got some awesome gear from some awesome partners, all kinds of really cool stuff for y'all to have an opportunity to win. So if you are a U.S. resident in the continental U.S., you're eligible. Unfortunately, shipping to Canada and other places is not really feasible. It's super expensive, to say the least. So it's not something we can do right now. Hopefully someday international will be a little bit more obtainable, but we're not quite big enough yet for those big shipping charges. So for those of you that are in Canada or somewhere else, I know we have a lot of listeners that are in some rather weird places actually, but yeah, we're glad to have you regardless of where you're from. But yeah, the fishing world. There's a lot going on. Tournament season's on us. Who knows what's going on with the MLF because you can't watch their coverage days 1 and 2. But no, they're catching some bags down there in Texas. They're on Toledo Bend, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Toledo Bend. You got the NPFL. If you haven't followed us here recently with the NPFL and folks we've had on, Will, the Professor Harkins was up, Sydney. What's going on, David and Eric? Glad to have you on. The Professor Harkins is leading after day 2. Been super consistent, almost the same weight both days, 16 and some change. A lot of folks catching fish down there, a lot of small fish. So there's a lot of 5 fish bags. What's going on, Dan? But like 5 fish for 6 pounds. So it's been a struggle. Obviously, Will has found something a little special to be sitting on top. Another North Carolina boy sitting in second right now with our buddy David Williams. Former Elite Series angler. What's going on, Christine? That's Dave's wife. Glad to have you join us tonight. So David's sitting in second, and then it's kind of all over the place from there. Kyle Welcher in his first event's doing well. A lot of North Carolina guys in the top 10, so that's or top 30, I would say. In
They're within, check range.
In the check range. So that's really cool to see our boys go down there and compete. What you had the MLF pulled up, Ben. You got some weights for us. I know the cut was today, if I remember.
Yeah,
correctly.
so day 2 cut was today. So this year, right, they're only taking 10. So today And I guess over days 1 and 2, right, it's cumulative weight. So
Yep.
DC, Destin Cano had 121 pounds over 2 days, 40 fish too. So that's a 3-pound average. Big bass was 5. And then Matt Becker cracked 100, but it rounds out Michael Neal, Cole Floyd, Alton Jones Jr., Sprague, Daniels Jr., Anthony Gagliardi, Brent Chapman, and Jesse Wiggins round out the 10 for today that made it on to the, I guess, the knockout round.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Dan. Cliff Crochet caught that 11-1. Unfortunately, none of us were able to see it because that was day 1, and MLF doesn't have any coverage of that.
The weights have been, I think, down a little bit the last couple of days there, and the big fish have been down. So that 11-pounder was caught day 1. There was a couple more 8-pounders. There was a bunch of 8-pounders caught day 2, including a 9. I think yesterday there was 1 or 2, and I don't think there was a single 7-pounder caught today.
I'm sure after the Bassmaster Opens went down there last year, and I think Milliken won that event, didn't he?
Yeah.
On Toledo Bend.
Different time of year.
Yeah, different time of year, but regardless, they know what lives in Toledo Bend. That lake is producing giant fish, and I can guarantee you the BPT anglers are like, we needs to go there. You know what I mean? So
what's going on, Patrick?
Dropping an 11-pounder over an 11-pounder in a tournament is like a dream of mine. First of all, I never caught one that big, but just imagine doing that in a derby, and then
I don't care if it's in a derby. I just want to catch.
Yeah, I just want to catch one. So kudos to those guys, man. They're hammering some big bags, and minus the fact that they don't cover days 1 and 2, like it makes for good television. To have every fish count. So, good job on that, man.
Good. Yeah. Good television for
good television.
Not the first 2 days. Yeah. And it sucks for the anglers. That's who hurts the most, is those guys that are out there doing it. It sucks for us as viewers, but let me see.
Yeah.
Although MLF isn't broadcasting the first 2 days, the MLF allowing personal cameras on the boats. Yeah, but I don't know. Who knows when that footage is going to come out?
Yeah, I think they are. I think the anglers are allowed to live stream for themselves on the boat if they choose to do so. I assume they've also still have marshals.
Yeah.
So we talked about it at the podcast a little bit, but everyone was upset, even though we all knew this was coming. I think it just kind of got overshadowed by the fact that the next couple of years they're drawing down the field. But this was all planned back in whenever they released that, September, October. But we were talking too. I don't know if this was on the podcast or not, but like last year,
what's up, Daniel?
When a 10 or 11-pounder was caught, they didn't have a camera on the boat, so like the marshal had a photo and all. So it really does suck when like Jacob Wheeler is like catching an 8-pounder and there's
the big
11-pounder caught, and there's absolutely no coverage at all.
You're right. They didn't have a camera when that big one was caught last year, but we got to see the catch the same day because they had the marshal recorded it and sent the video. And now you lose that. I don't want to say you lose the hype, but the excitement of that getting caught, is kind of lost.
What's up, Rodney?
After the tournament. So it's like I said, it impacts all the anglers more than anybody without the coverage. It hurts sponsors, viewership, all of that. But I get what you're saying too, because it doesn't necessarily mean that was going to be a boat that had a camera.
And you're right? Because a score tracker goes off and you're watching somebody. It's like, dude, Cliff just caught 11-pounder.
Yeah.
Right. And about 20 minutes later, like you'll probably get a little video that was taken by the marshal or something. But
I think they need to get on. I wanted to hit this, and we talked about it before we started.
What's up, Rodney?
We're glad you're doing okay, man. Hopefully you're doing great. Okay is good, but great is better. They need to get on the MPFL level. We talked about this before we started. Like, if you haven't checked out the MPFL, highly recommend checking them out. They don't pay us to say that. Like, we're just friends with them. But Fix TV, the application that they have, is a pretty cool deal. You don't have to pay for it if you just want to watch general coverage, but you can pay for it if you want to be have an exclusive camera to whoever has a camera in the boat, which means you can watch that angler all day long. And they are doing an absolute phenomenal job. And it's not cheap for them to run that operating system, but that would be really cool if MLF kind of got on a deal like that, where you could pick the anglers and stuff, because they're going to put the cameras with the guys that are whacking them. You know what I mean? They're going to do that.
Yep. Because I logged in this morning to watch a little bit of the MPFL. It was probably like 9 or 10 o'clock. So Luke and Fat Cat were mostly talking, and then down below, I think it's 12 cameras they have out there.
Yeah.
Right. So down below, you get little boxes. You can see all 12 cameras and 12 guys at once, and then obviously you can click and bring up full screen and be able to watch anyone, right? One of those 12 guys.
Yeah.
So and obviously, tomorrow they're going to have the cameras on the the top guys, probably the top 12. But it got a lot of the NPFL coverage. Like I was looking at some of the fishing forums, and I was looking at a lot of comments. There's a lot of positive feedback on how they're doing the coverage. So hopefully, we just want to spread the word, because if you like fishing, you should definitely tune out the NPFL coverage down there.
And it's funny. So we just talked about BPT being at Toledo Bend. They're on a big fish lake, hands down. The NPFL is on a very, very stingy lake right now. They're in Logan Martin, Alabama. Coosa River. Lots of fish are being caught, anywhere between 25 and 50 fish. So if you watch their weigh-ins, like, the anglers are getting on stage saying, man, I'm catching a ton of fish, but they're all in that 12-inch range, right? Or they're catching nothing but like 2.5 pounders, right? Now, a couple anglers that we talked to prior to the tournament kicking off.
Patrick. Have a good night. I know you're going out with the wife, so enjoy.
They're
and Joe Alton Jones Jr. live stream day 1 Group B, so that's cool. So he took a
good deal.
Yeah.
So before the Logan Martin tournament, we talked to a couple anglers. They were like, 10 pounds a day should get you paid. 16 pounds a day is probably going to win the tournament, and they're almost spot on with that assessment, right? Yeah. So we see that, Pete talked about some of the local guys from North Carolina, like they got a new guy fishing from our area.
Seth Ellis, he's in line right now.
And so you're seeing that across the board. Josh Hooks, he's fishing.
Super local,
Yeah, but it's a grinder, man. Like there are some people that they're only bringing 1 fish back to the scale each day.
It's been dirtied up, that water in the Coosa River. It's colder than normal because of the cold fronts came through and spotted bass. So
there's a lot of 5 fish for 6 pounds.
Yes.
There's a lot of that going on right
now. So for those anglers that aren't doing well in the NPFL, like you still got to hang your hat high on getting out there and like giving a good old college try, because it's being tough. Like I don't even know how any of us would do down there, but I can tell you, like watching Will Harkins today, he figured something out. He's got something figured out. And that's the guys in the top 10. They got something figured out. I mean, the Bassmaster Elite Series guys that walked in there, Buddy Gross, Kyle Welcher, Fritz was in there. Who else? Tommy Biffle, a lot of the veteran guys.
Nick, they're smashing it.
They are doing a great job. But it's kind of interesting though. We talked about this a little bit, and if you follow the podcast, we've had a couple episodes where we talked to professional anglers about how the house does, right? So there's a lot of these anglers travel together, obviously, to cut costs, right? Saves on just everything. But they also plan and prepare and share information with each other when they're on the water. Well, sometimes you can see the results reflect that, right? And I don't know if this is necessarily the case, but when you look at the data, just the data, you're seeing that some of these guys and gals that room together, you're seeing their results kind of stay the same.
This tournament, for sure.
For sure, this tournament.
It'd be interesting because I've never really paid attention to kind of go and look at others. I mean, and see if that's consistent across the board.
And it's fishing very small down there. That was the commentary today. It's fishing very small. So
takes 3 tournaments to get 11 pounds. That's got to be Dave up in New Jersey.
Yeah. But yeah, so Logan Martin, man, like they got one more day. Tomorrow is Showdown Saturday. If Will Harkins can maintain, anywhere between 14 pounds tomorrow,
he's gonna have to stay at 16. Every day you've had somebody at that crack 17. He's only got a 1 pound lead.
Does he?
He's 2.5 pounds up.
2.5. So yeah,
15, 16 pounds.
16 pound.
He'll bring home the W. And if you haven't listened to our episode with Will Harkins, like, man, he is probably going to be a shiny object in the fishing industry for sure at the competitive level. So looking forward to that. Hopefully he pulls out a victory, but man, it's going to be interesting tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be a cool championship Saturday, Showdown Saturday in the NPFL, and see who's going to hoist that first trophy this year. Who's going to take home $100,000 and could be the first Bass Cat deal too.
Yeah,
somebody running a cat wins it.
Yep.
Or actually, whoever finishes highest is going to get $7,500 in a cat. So if y'all didn't see, like we said, we consider those guys friends, and we're also fans. So big news with the NPFL, they signed a deal with Bass Cat Boats for the anglers there to make some more money,
some bonus boats,
and also a partnership for the NPFL to continue to grow their forum and do that. So awesome. Kudos to them. I saw a bunch of Lake Okeechobee, the Big O open down there. Obviously, if you follow bass fishing competitively, you've probably seen going around Scott Martin with a 33-pound bag yesterday. We found out today, biggest bag in Opens history.
By 6 ounces.
Oh, by 6 ounces. Oh,
By
that's
half a
not
pound.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It
no,
can buy
still
1
cool.
ounce. It don't matter.
Well, in the open history, I mean, the number one. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm surprised it's the number one in the
Yeah.
open history, and I'm surprised it was previously under 33 pounds. So like,
yeah. I'm not surprised.
That
The
slingshot.
Opens are such a, I mean, it's such a crapshoot on who's fishing it, and even the bodies of water. Like, you don't always have elite guys. Sometimes it's just, it's hard to say. But at 33, I mean, anything over 30 is tough in a tournament. So it really,
Oh yeah.
33 being
dropped
the
a
biggest
30-pound
bag doesn't surprise me from the Opens. I mean, what's the largest in BASS is what, 45, right?
yeah, but that's
43 in the elites, like,
Yeah.
and that was 30 years ago that bag was caught.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
yeah, but we're seeing routinely 30-pound bags caught on the on the elites
Well-
every year.
Well, yeah, smallmouth, that doesn't count.
Well, this just goes to show you, like, not only Okeechobee, but a lot of these, everyone talks about, like, technology ruining fisheries, but these lakes, they go on downswings, they go on upswings, right? Falcon in Texas was another one that, it was on a downswing. It's on an upswing now. Gunnersville, one of the most consistent lakes in the country right now, as far as numbers are concerned. Big bass, not so much, but fish are everywhere. You can put in any ramp there. Okeechobee is on an
It's up there.
upswing
Yeah.
right now.
I mean, last year,
What are the
if
topics?
you look at when the elites were there, then you had that crazy
Jeff.
weekend last year. There was like multiple, like,
Oh,
what,
30-pound bags.
20, 30
Our
pound
topics
bags.
are pretty open tonight, Jeff. So if you got questions, let
Yeah,
us know.
lay it
Hey,
on us.
fellas, off topic, but did you all see Bass Geek YouTube featured OneCast lures? I haven't seen it yet, but he picked some up at Raleigh. so-
Yep. That video dropped on Sunday. He showed off the long neck hooks, and then I think a couple of snag.
Oh, Ivy's up too. Oh, Ivy's always been up.
Yeah.
It was just a secret.
but with the Okeechobee, I think some of it. So last year the water was high.
Yeah.
And apparently it's even higher right now. So I mean, that just floods that grass more and habitat. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's on the upswing for a couple of years. That should make the spawn better and the spawn class better.
Yeah.
So
So my assessment, this is just my assessment, so you can beat me up if you want to. Scott Martin traditionally, so one, it's hard to win on your home lake. We all know that, right? Will Davis Jr. did it last year in the Elite Series.
Yep, you're right, Jeff.
On lay, but Scott's got, like, he statistically, at least on the elites, he's had a hard time closing the deal, right? I mean, he has won
Well, I
tons
mean,
of tournaments.
Yeah, but that even goes back to FLW. He had
Yeah.
he lost some that he shouldn't have lost back in those days too.
Yeah. So hopefully he goes out tomorrow, because last year he absolutely had an opportunity to win Okeechobee.
on day one, he had that 25-pound or something bag, and it was a little small area that you could only get to because the water was high, and then it was just too small of an area.
Yeah.
He ran out of fish.
Ran out of fish, but he also burned those.
And
fish.
he admitted them he didn't save his fish like he should have.
Yeah.
But if he goes out tomorrow, I mean, you guys all know how Florida is. Like, even if you haven't fished it, you know how Florida is. Like, anything can happen tomorrow. So
Mhm.
Scott, and you know what? If Scott wins tomorrow, then if he fishes the other two Southern Opens, then he punches his ticket to the Classic, and that's a lot of stress that's taken off his shoulders for the rest of the Elite Series season,
Mhm.
right? So
Which that allows them, because I've watched this series in the past, and that allows them to not even worry about points. Just focus on winning.
focus on
Because
winning.
that does change people later in the year. That changes people's strategy, because you want to make your points to make the Classic, to make
Yeah.
sure you requalify, and you may not go swing for the fences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think that even if
Jeff, yeah, Florida hadn't any hurricanes for a while, so it helps Okeechobee be more stable. Absolutely. Terry, winds can change, and then they're in trouble. Yeah, it looked like they were going to have pretty consistent weather through tomorrow, so he should have similar conditions to the last 3 days. They are in a little bit of a cold front, but it's been a little bit cold for a week now, so it's not like day one. So it'll be interesting, but like you said, it could definitely change tomorrow.
who said Jordan Lake's on fire?
Terry,
Okay. Terry, you're going to have to shoot us a DM after this.
you don't have to.
Oh, I heard from my neighbor today, Harrison Jordan's on fire for the crappie right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
just go through. crankbait on it or an A rig. It's Jordan Lake in February.
Yeah,
Everybody's doing
that's
the same
true.
thing. If you go tomorrow, you'll sit in line for 3 hours waiting your turn to get into the riprap to make a run. So we've all seen.
I won't even fish the riprap. I know where I'll fish, but I ain't going tomorrow either.
It's going to be 74 tomorrow in Clueston with light and variable winds.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so they got her set up
Bluebird
pretty
skies.
good.
No wind, calm. Yeah.
So what else is going on in the fishing world? We got MPFL.
Well, we talked about in our episode that's coming out, but we'll bring it up. There was that unfortunate event in the college. We lost a young tournament angler in a boat accident. So prayers, thoughts, whatever you do out to that folks' family, that young man's family. And I talked about it in the episode, but I'll talk about it here because you may not listen to our recorded episodes. There's a lot of people that were beating up the tournament director, and he had absolutely nothing to do with what occurred. There was a lot to that story. The story's out there from the people involved. You can go find it if you want to. I'm not gonna tell it here, but just pray for some peace for that young angler's family. Wear your PFD and be mindful on the water of other boats and all that, and just be safe.
I think it's important to note, any of these major tournaments that have, official practice days, there's nobody out there monitoring whether or not you can or cannot practice, right? On tournament days there are, and we saw that yesterday with the MPFL and Logan Martin. They had a fog delay.
Mm-hmm.
During practice days, it's on you, man. It's on you to do that. And like P said, it was a super unfortunate circumstance. And I don't know if it would have been avoidable. But at the end of the day, when there's fog, dude, that is probably one of the most dangerous situations that you run into. Yeah. Because even in broad, bright bluebird sky days, I almost get hit on the water by people just not paying attention. Right. So add fog to that. So it is super unfortunate that happened in Columbia, South Carolina. They actually broadcasted that on the local news stations probably about a week and a half ago. And I actually caught that for some reason. I don't ever watch the news, but for some odd reason I brought it up and I was like, wow. So I knew about it before, Bass published anything, but Bass, they did, they sent out a very heartfelt letter to the masses. Yeah. And, we commend them for that. So, stay safe this season, guys.
There's a few deaths every year in our North Carolina lakes from people running in fog. Usually small clubs make bad decisions and will blast off because they want to fish because we only get so much time. And I think 2 years ago it was on Tillery, they had a fatality where a guy hit a floater running down the lake. You see him on the Roanoke River, those things. So if you're in a club, talk to your tournament director. We all want to fish as much as possible, but if, give them some advice if you're in a local club. And that's all I'll say about that. Like Trey said, we don't know if it was avoidable. Go listen to the story. Yeah, Larry, we heard that story about you guys almost getting hit on Harris a couple weeks ago because people don't pay attention. We see it all the time.
Let's talk about that for a second. So here's where
night tournaments too, Jeff. You're right.
Here's where live scope is super dangerous. This is how I'll say there is a negative to forward-facing sonar. Forward-facing sonar does take your attention away from having situational awareness. Larry and I were fishing in 25 to 35 foot of water, and both of us looked like 13-year-old kids on our iPhones staring down at the screen. Well, it wasn't until we heard a hard splash and noise coming at us that a boat almost T-boned us, sideswiped us, going about 40 miles an hour. And they took a hard bank to the right. And it was the co-angler that notified the driver of what was going on. And Larry and I didn't even hear it. It's like a airplane or a jet passing you. You don't really hear it until it passes you. It's the same thing with a boat. A lot of times you don't hear them until they're right up on you or they pass you.
Yep.
So even with forward-facing sonar and all this technology we have, man, your head still has to be on a swivel. So thanks for bringing that up, Larry. I definitely appreciate the fact that we did not die that day because we came real close. We had 48 degree water temperatures that day. Hypothermia would have set in just like that. So just another reason. I'm almost to the point where I might wear my PFD while I'm scoping. You know what I mean? Heck, You never know, man. Everyone gives me crap for wearing a chartreuse contractor hoodie. Hey, whatever you can do to set yourself apart and make it look like you don't belong in the water. You know what I mean? So I don't know. All right. What else? What else we got?
Just dropped the trollometer. Yep. Rick passing through. I don't know what that. I can't speak Spanish. Que pasa, aloha, blessings. I think that all means the same thing, right?
Is that who said that?
Love you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Jeff
Rick.
Jeff did a G-man on the Roanoke River. He buzzed somebody a little bit. I got buzzed by somebody in our club on the Roanoke River too. I'm not going to say who it was, Eddie Leneve, but
Name dropper.
David Fuchs said I'm going to start doing that this year also. Yeah, I mean it's smart. Wear your PFD. I don't all the time. Life's too short, Dan. You're absolutely right. And you know, when you're up scoping, Trey said that like you lose situational awareness, but honestly, you shouldn't have to pay attention when you're on live scope because that's not by law. That's not you're anchored at that point, right?
Yeah,
like you're not mobile. It's the person running that's supposed to be paying attention. So, but we have to. I mean, unfortunately, in your situation, if you guys were paying attention, there's not a whole lot you're going to do but yell and hope they hear you.
Bail out.
But it can also be hard. Well, yeah, you could bail. Yeah, but then you run the risk of taking a prop across the face. Like it's kind of a lose-lose situation. So that was some kid sitting in the middle of the gut on a bend. Jeff blew by. Yeah, you gotta be a little smart at fishing a river on boat positioning. So. Sitting in the middle of the channel. I've done it. I was out there scoping, fishing some brush piles in deep water on the Kashai River. And it was a buddy of mine fishing a different club tournament coming around the bend. And all he said was, who is this idiot out here in the middle of the dang river? He said, and then I got closer and I realized it was Pete. And I was out there live scoping in the middle of the river. But where I was at, it was pretty wide. There was plenty of room to get
It gets
away.
dangerous like that at Jordan. The S turns and it falls.
Oh, falls is the worst.
Yeah.
If you guys ever fish Falls Lake in the summertime, like kudos to you. I've been out there. All of us have been out there before. But that place, oh, you haven't? That place is it's like the Daytona 500 out there, or maybe an IndyCar race, whatever. But
I refuse to go to that lake.
Man, try to fish offshore and
especially
on those points.
If you get in those S turns, north of Upper Bartons between the marina up there.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some good places to fish in the summertime in there. But
after
where you need to put your boats in the middle of that channel and coming around the bend, I mean,
after May 1st, my boat does not enter Falls Lake. It really doesn't go to any other lake. It pretty much just goes to the river.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wake boats are definitely tough.
All right, so we talked about the league. We talked about BBT, the opens, the tragic accident. So let's talk like us fishing. So Pete, you're getting ready to take a little work/fun trip, right? So you're going to go down and play around in Colorado.
I got to go to work. I got to go for work to Tampa for a week here in a couple weeks. And
darn.
I managed to wiggle some PTO in, and I'm going to hook up with our buddy Mike Johns, who's been on Fishing Friday before. I'm going to fish the Kissimmee chain for a couple days with him because he's already going to be there. He had an Airbnb lined out. Everything was good to go.
His boat's upgraded. He
sent
me a picture.
He just put a new Garmin in front of his boat.
How many graphs does he have now? Like 10?
He's got 2 up front at least.
47. I think he's running as many as Corey Johnson.
And he still can't catch a bass.
He still can't catch fish. No. Speaking of which, Corey Johnson, if y'all are fans, he'll be the episode coming out next Thursday. You're going to thoroughly enjoy.
Oh my goodness.
We had some cool guests when we were up at Angler's Choice. We have Corey, Matt Airy. We had
Marty Stone,
and Randy. I can't remember Randy's last name.
Randy Carter,
who is the manager or owner up there of that Angler's Choice. Lots of good information passing through, brother. What's terrible? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. First of all, before you get into your Kissimmee thing, I don't know if you want to talk in detail about it, but listen, Corey Johnston dropped some truth bombs.
Yeah.
All right. It's not a divisive show, but you're going to want to watch it. Marty Stone dropped some truth bombs on that show.
And Marty, we will definitely, he's going to be back on for a full episode about a lot of stuff. We really just wanted to talk to him about the F1 bass stuff in North Carolina, but there were some other truth bombs dropped in that one.
It transitioned. and Matt Airy, man, Matt is a great dude.
Matt will be coming on too. Actually, we're going to do a joint show. So if you guys don't know, Matt and Brian Thrift do a podcast. They're going to jump on. We're going to do them two and us. We're going to have a little show and talk fishing and all that stuff. So
we'll make sure we publish that on the community page because we want you guys to ask questions of them or for them. And I want to do a battle with them, man. Like I want to go head to head, like, or pin them against each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. But really cool episode that's going to drop. Is that next week?
It'll be Thursday.
Thursday?
Thursday at noon. Our new time is noon. So
Yep. Be
you
on
can
the
listen
lookout
on
for
your
that.
lunch break, on your drive home. We're trying some different times to get those episodes out to you. So keep an eye open for that one to come out.
We're trying those different times because of you guys too.
Yeah,
Like,
we want to see what works best for y'all.
Yeah. So if it's better for it to drop at noon so you can listen to it on your drive home instead of dropping in the evening to where, you know, you're not notified or whatever, or you don't get it when you wake up. We're trying to make it better for y'all. So we definitely appreciate the feedback. Keep going and leaving those reviews. They're very important.
Yep. Very important. So let's talk about reviews. We got giveaways coming. It's 5 total. So there's 5 prize packages we put together with partners, friends, so maybe new partners. We'll see if you can figure out who that new partnership is going to be with. It's not announced yet, but you may be able to figure it out. In order to enter, here's what it's going to take to enter. You need to leave us a review on whatever form it is that you listen to our podcast on. So whether it's Apple, Spotify, I don't think you can leave reviews on Spotify, can you? It's just a rating.
Yeah, you just give a rating.
Yeah,
but
so give us a rating. And we're not saying it needs to be a 5-star. If you have, we want constructive criticism. It's the only way we get better.
4.9.
So you know, if you think we're a 1, you think we're a 5, if you're listening and you're the guy that left us a 1, can you go leave a comment so I know why? Because we can't get better if there's no comments in there. But leave a review, whether it's just stars, whether it's comments like on Apple, leave stars and leave us some words, whether it's good or bad. We got to know what we're going to do better. YouTube, you know, all of those have the opportunity to leave a rating.
Can you leave a rating on YouTube?
Well, yeah, can't you?
Thumbs up. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure you can. I don't know if you can or not, but if you can, leave a rating on YouTube. But anyway, wherever you listen, go leave us a rating. Go leave us a comment on it. Take a screenshot of that. And then part 2 is you have to be following us on our socials. So it's the OneCast on Instagram. It's the OneCast on Facebook or the OneCast community. If you're a member of our community, that works too. And then those are the only ones we use. We don't use X or anything. So take a screenshot of that review rating, send it to our DM on social, or send it to our email, which is the onecastpodcast@gmail.com. Again, there's going to be a info post, all of that good stuff. So this will all be written down, but you all are getting the first taste of it. So like and review, follow our socials, the OneCast. Yeah.
We still on?
Apparently, I was blaming the internet for anybody that heard. It was not the internet. It apparently was our computer. So I restarted it super fast, and it looks like we are back. So I apologize for that technical difficulty. It looks like we still have quite a few people here. It was not our internet. For some reason, our computer, I don't know if it tried to like push an automatic update or something, but it effed up. So we are back right now. Let me go back. I'm going to start from square one.
Square
We
one.
were talking about, it does happen about the same time. It might be metering about the internet. I'm going to fight the internet provider. I thought you got abducted. It's always possible, Tim. The aliens are among us. And I don't mean our ones from the southern border. Anyway, so here we go.
Both are true.
Anyway, giveaway. Review on whatever platform it is that you listen to. Yeah, Christine, I'm blaming technology because I'm the technology guy, and that's the best thing to do. Did you try turn it off, turn it back on? That's what I did, and it worked.
100%.
So, there we go. Like
He cleared the cache. That's what it was.
The
That's what it
S6 guy.
that's right.
Turn it off, turn it on.
So follow us on our socials, Instagram, Facebook, the only ones we really use. Leave a review, whether it's just stars on whatever it is you listen to the podcast on, or it's stars in a comment, and it does not need to be five stars. It can be whatever. Okay, just be honest with us. Tell us what we can do better. Tell us what you like.
Plug it in next time.
All of that good stuff. Yeah, right. Do need to plug it in next time. You're absolutely right, David. Screenshot that review, send it to us in a DM or to our email, the onecastpodcast@gmail.com. Follow our partners. This one is not a requirement, but we ask you to. OneCast Fishing, Carolina Waters, Cash and Fishing Rods, Missile Baits, Hobie Eyewear.
Mm-hmm.
Follow those if you can. If you're able to, we really appreciate it because all of those companies have sent us stuff for this giveaway. And I haven't told you what's in the giveaway yet. Swamp Fox Customs. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, we haven't told anyone yet, but if you guess what pizza the company supporting us, I mean,
yeah,
there might be some goodies from some of those.
There might be some goodies. I mean, we're gonna tell you what these prize packages are. I don't want your antivirus protection.
It expired. That's why
it's been expired for who knows how long. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna go into that.
Listen, these guys that OneCast Fishing, the rest of the partners, this was out of the kindness of their hearts to donate, this stuff. And it's really good quality stuff, from baits to rods to sunglasses to you name it, right? Apparel, things like that. They support the show. We want you guys to return the favor and support them too. And there might be new things on the horizon where you're going to want to, be on the lookout for discount codes and things like that too.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull up. We're going to do it over 5 months. So here's the deal. We're going to do a giveaway a month starting, February? So beginning of March, first week of March, we'll do the first prize pack. So March, April, May, June, July, we're going to have a giveaway each month. Okay. And you'll get a couple things in the giveaway. You're only going to need to enter one time. It's going to carry through. We're going to pull. If you don't get in before we draw the first month, you just won't be eligible for the first month. So our new followers will have a chance to get in on some of these prize packs as we continue to grow. So month 1, which is going to be the beginning of March. Yeah, go away. I don't need you. That was a Microsoft word. So first giveaway. Are y'all ready? Everybody on? That's on?
Just a quick tease.
A quick tease. Okay. It's a fishing rod from one of those partners.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Cash and Icon chatterbait rod. I'm not going to give a tease. I'll give you all the juice. Cash and Icon chatterbait rod from our friends over at Cash and Fishing Rods, and a package of snagless bladed jigs from OneCast Fishing. So we got all 4 colors in either 1/2 ounce or 3/8. So there'll be 4 total baits that'll go with the rod. We will ship the baits. If you win, you don't have to do another one.
Do another one.
I mean, if it'll let you do another one, definitely do
that. Or if you did one on Spotify, do one on Apple. So vice versa.
The Cash and Icon chatterbait rod, which will be shipped directly from Cash. And if you win that one, you will just send us your information. I'll get it over to our friends at Cash, and they're going to ship it for us and get it to you. And then we'll ship you the baits. So that'll be March. That's going to be our March giveaway. So you have a month. Make sure you go do those reviews, DM them to us, follow us on socials. Again, there's posts coming with all this information on it. So if you forget what you need to do it'll probably be Sunday, maybe Monday before I get the first post out, but it'll be here in the next couple of days. The second prize pack, courtesy of Carolina Waters, and I'm not going to say who gave us the other one, but we thank them for their donation. There's a low rants fish finder. It's a Hook 7 reveal and a Carolina Waters prize pack from our friends over at Carolina Waters. So we'll ship you the Hook reveal, and then Carolina Waters, I'll get you in contact with them. They're going to do a gift card for a shirt and a hat. That way you get the size that'll fit you.
That's right.
You can get a choice of the hat that you like, instead of us sending you a shirt that doesn't fit and then having to go through exchange or whatever. The easiest way we came up with is a gift card. So they'll get with you on that for the gift card. So that'll be April. May, we got a giveaway coming. That's going to be from our friends at Swamp Fox Customs. That's going to be a prize pack. And what's in there is, I can't remember exactly. I think there's 5 hard baits, a spinner bait, a buzz bait, and then 3 packs of soft plastics. And in those soft plastics, it'll be your choice of colors. They'll custom shoot whatever you want, color, style, mix and match. If you want a couple of these, a couple of those, they're going to hook you up with whatever you want. So you'll get the Swamp Fox Customs prize pack. You're also going to get a pair of sunglasses for our friends at Hobie Eyewear. So they're going to send us some sunglasses. You won't get to pick. We're going to pick what they are. But I'm sure we can work it out if they don't fit you. Hobie's got exceptional customer service. So if it doesn't work out, that they're too small for your head or whatever, I'm sure we can work it out to where we get something that'll work for you. But we'll get those out to you once we have the style and everything. We'll post pictures. But super thankful for them for jumping on, sending those. So that is what month?
I think that was May. Wasn't it?
Yep. I'm testing you.
I would have failed.
Did you plug it in?
Yeah. So our June prize pack giveaway, a pair of Hobie Eyewear sunglasses. So another pair, Hobie hooking us up with 2 pairs to give to y'all. There's also a prize pack with some missile bait soft plastics. And then Trey is generously donating off of his tackle wall.
Yeah.
Some 6 cents bait. So there's some soft plastic baits. There are some hard baits in there. And I will probably throw a few things in there too, because I've got a ton of baits that I probably won't ever throw. And if y'all can use them, or somebody that can use them, I'd rather get them out there to the world. So thanks to Trey, thanks to our friends over at Missile, Alex Watts. If you guys haven't watched his episode, go back and check that out. Hooked us up with some baits. What's up, Mike Johns? I don't even know how to look at who that is. Love your face. And then
I wonder who the sweetheart is.
That's me. And then the Hobie Eyewear. Last but not least, this is a really cool one. You all have seen the sweet Plano Edge boxes. It is a Plano Edge jig box filled to the gills with OneCast Fishing old school jigs. They're the original jigs.
They're the OG jigs. So they get the weed guard, but they're all wire tied. There's some special colors in there that were, custom runs that we did. So there's probably 30 to 40 of them in there at least. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of jigs. So
it's a lot of jigs.
You'll be set for a long time.
I got some Guggen baits I can't anymore. But along with that OneCast, OneCast Fishing jig box,
you can't give them to anybody. I will say that there were places selling for $2 a package in Knoxville.
I saw. Wow. Yeah, there were some discounts, but yeah, the OneCast Fishing jig box full. Hey, Mike, Pete is my B word. I'll fight you, Sam. I appreciate that, bud. Can I throw in a custom FX3 jersey? Absolutely. John. Let's do it. I would love to have you do that, Mike. We can talk about that next week when I'm down there fishing with you. So,
you're gonna have to show him how to run his Garmin's.
Can I get entered if I buy $100 worth of OneCast baits? I mean,
you could just go leave a review.
Yeah, you can just go leave a review. And
but yes, you can buy $100 worth of OneCast baits.
And this is 100 pounds.
Like 100 pounds. That's probably even better.
That's even better.
100 pounds of one.
But along with that jig box, let me get this out, is another Carolina Waters prize pack. And then somewhere in there, we'll throw a custom FX3 jersey in. So we'll figure out where to plug that in. But those are the 5 months, 5 giveaways. Again, those are going to be listed out. We'll let everybody know what they are. He changed it to the dollar sign, so he didn't mean $100.
Make sure you use the code the OneCast on there to save.
Throw in
save
Pete's hat, and you got a deal. Which hat, Tim? We got to be specific. I wear a lot of hats.
So run through it. So that's 5 months of giveaways, right? And we will pull the winner during live, right? We'll pull the winner during one of our live
we're
episodes.
going to pull them during Fishing Friday. So what we'll do
The
is
last Friday
Friday of the month. You'll send that stuff in. I'll generate a list of names. I'm going to run a spreadsheet. Ben's going to be busy making 100 pounds. So we'll make a spreadsheet. We'll assign everybody a number. I'll use a random number generator. The way we'll do it is we'll do 3 spins. Spin 1 and 2 are throwaway, so you know that it's not rigged. You can see it's random. Spin 3 will be whoever wins. We'll reset the numbers every month, though. So yes, Christine, you ask, can you win more than once? Yeah, I'm not going to hold you to only win once. If you're lucky enough to get your number drawn twice, then awesome. I'm glad you get to win 2 sweet prize packs. So that's how we'll do it. We'll run it through a random number generator. We'll assign everybody a random number. And then whoever gets pulled, we'll work with you to get everything shipped out. So just super excited to be able to give back to y'all. You've provided far more than we ever thought we would have as far as engagement and support and supporting our partners and just the feedback it shows and getting to meet all of you and building friendships and building relationships. Larry, I don't blame you at all for your shameless plug of your code. I mean, I love the hustle, brother. So great job there. We do have a code as well as a podcast, but if you want to use our boy Larry's code, I won't be mad at you.
Nope.
Larry's a good friend and been around for quite a while. If you go back in our record of lives, you can find we did a live episode with Larry from the Classic, and it was a really cool episode. So a lot of fun.
A year ago.
That was a year ago.
Coming up in March.
It'll be a year in March. Yeah.
Yep.
Next month.
I'm getting hooked up with some nice gear because Christine Fuchs wins all the time.
Larry, I wouldn't mind if you backed one of those box trucks up and just, kicked a bunch of baits out to us. So, we'll do that. We'll do that for a giveaway. No, I'm just kidding. That's, hooking up with Larry and meeting all of you guys. And if we haven't met you yet, we definitely want to do that. But that gave us an opportunity to get Larry out on the water and do some fishing and stuff like that. So, but Pete ran through all the specifics each month. Last Friday of the month on the Fishing Friday Live, we will announce the winner of the following or that month's worth of winners. And then, this won't be the last time we do this, but, we encourage you to share the show with your friends, spread the word, right? Obviously, there's the stipulations of leaving a review, but continue helping us, build this culture that we want to build. And can we enter? No, I'm just kidding.
We're not gonna. No OneCast fishing employees are eligible. No employees of the OneCast. Some exclusions apply.
All right.
But yeah.
What about family members?
There's a disclaimer at the bottom that says we got to keep our mouths shut.
Probably no. We probably have to throw a nepotism rule in there.
No nepotism.
No family members can win. Blood family. You're all family.
Who's that? Mike Johnson has got a couple gallons of two-stroke?
No, that was Jeff Warner. So I had a couple gallons of two-stroke.
Hey, Mike, you still run a two-E? Mike Johns actually runs the very last.
No, he upgraded. I don't know. Did he get his new motor yet?
I don't know if he did yet, but I'll tell you that Mike Johns runs the very last Mercury 250 Pro XS two-stroke that was ever made out of the freaking factory up there in Leduca, Wisconsin, or wherever they're at. And so Mike, he might want that. He might want that two-stroke oil if he's still running it too.
Yeah. Mike, let us know. I thought you said you changed it.
Super March, he's getting it in.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Dave, yeah, you're coming down in April. You told me up at Richmond that you were going to come down and fish. So, like I said, let us know the dates, bro, and we will we'll get you out on Harris and Jordan and show you around.
Super Bowl.
Not promising you're going to catch any fish, but we'll get you out there. Super Bowl picks, San Francisco for me.
I don't know.
So,
Ben wants Kansas City because he's from there.
So I'm a Broncos fan,
which
means they're our division rivals. But I do like seeing greatness perform at the highest level, and they are dominant. So it would be kind of cool to see them continue that streak. But at the same time, I love the Brock Purdy story. And Kyle Shanahan was Bronco family with his dad.
The 49ers been pretty dominant this year too.
What?
The 49ers have been pretty dominant this year.
Yeah, the last 6 weeks, their defense is taking a crap.
It has.
I don't watch.
CMC is ridiculous, man. I know we don't watch a lot of football, but I did watch the games last weekend because I like championship football. Like they're playing for something, and I forgot how good Christian McCaffrey is. Like that guy is a freaking nature. I
really wanted to see Detroit actually go to the Super Bowl. I don't think they've ever been to a Super Bowl.
They have not
in their history. So, Anyways, off
I have
the
a
football.
question, Jeff. What's your question on boat wax and boat clean? Wait, Ben, who are you picking? You got to
Kansas
pick real
City.
quick before we answer this question.
I don't know. I want to go back and forth in the game. That's because I'd be like, whoever's winning, I'm going to root for.
Dan, Baltimore got
I'm gonna
exactly
say
what
I'm
they
gonna
deserve.
say I'm gonna say 49ers because my step grandmother is a huge 49ers fan and I want to see them.
Dan Vaughn said that Ravens got robbed. I think they got just what they deserved. Signed a lifelong Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Hey, and my brother's a huge Ravens fan.
What's your question, Jeff? While we talk, go ahead and type it out so we have it. What is best and why? Well, that was fast. I mean, you're gonna. That's like Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota.
What was the question again?
The best boat cleaning product and why?
A magic eraser. Seriously, like if you're trying to get gunk and
Well, yeah, that's to get it off, but
surface scratches. Like, dude, well, listen, I run a tin boat.
yeah,
Pete runs a tin
It's
boat.
different.
Ben runs a glass boat. They all require, in different colors, require different stuff. I personally use Starbright stuff, right? Vinyl. So I'll use either Starbright stuff or hot sauce stuff. And that's what I use. But I will say that Lucas oil,
Lucas Slick Mist is the best.
yes, that
in
Lucas
my
stuff,
opinion.
while it's expensive, you actually do get what you pay for out of that. So if I want to
And it
just wipe
smells
the
good.
boat down quick in a hurry, I'll grab something at a Walmart shelf half price type deal, right? Starbright. If I want to spend a little bit more money at Walmart, it'd be like hot sauce. But if I want to get quality stuff, Lucas oil stuff is really good.
Off the water at the ramp, Jeff, for a fiberglass boat, probably hot sauce. That seems to be what everybody goes to. It's been a long time since I had a fiberglass boat, so for me, it's Slick Mist, Lucas Slick Mist, like on an aluminum boat. That is the absolute best. Like spray it on there, wipe it down.
I just bought this stuff off Amazon.
Does
to
a great
try.
job. So just go fishing a lot, cleans it right off. Mike,
Marine 31 is what I just got to try.
Do I got that Lucas oil? I think I got that.
you
Lucas
have,
oil.
you should, because we wanted it, or we got it at
Mildelston. Yeah.
at the Special Operation Bass Angler Tournament. Who makes hot sauce? Hot Sauce makes hot sauce. That's the name of the company. They have it at Cabela's Bass Pro. If you just Google hot sauce boat, hot sauce marine, it'll come up. They have like hot sauce for the boat, for vinyl. They have a bunch of different ones. That's what I use when I had my fiberglass boat. It does a nice job. Keeps a nice shine on the gel coat. Takes off that little bit of muck you get at the especially down at the river. I mean, you fish the river. Here, Trey's got it all right here. He's a hot sauce guy. He's got the conditioned sauce and who makes the hot sauce? Isn't it hot sauce?
It's definitely made in the USA, so I support that.
It's made in the USA, so he
Hot sauce.
supports that. Yeah, hot sauce. So there's the hot sauce. That's for your hull, water spot, high gloss sealant, and then you have the conditioned sauce. You were gonna get some text, Pete. Larry said, "Hey, you might work, dude." And then they have the vinyl sauce, which I do use the vinyl stuff. It works really well.
You know, you
And then for a tin boat right here, I think this is the absolute best. The Lucas Marine Speed Wax, Lucas Slick Wax. That is another one.
Sriracha works really well too.
Sriracha works good. Yeah. Yeah.
You know there was a shortage of that stuff.
I heard.
So
Yeah.
hot sauce and Lucas oil. If you're watching this, give us a shout.
Yeah, shout us out, man. But
Yeah.
I will never say no to some Lucas oil products.
But I'm telling you, dude, like we get a lot of scratches and stuff on our boats. It's going to happen. They're a tool for the trade. If you think you're going to go out and keep a lower unit completely in the same condition when you bought the boat, it's not going to happen. If you think you're not going to hit a dock pylon or run over lay down or break 3 transducers off like I did, then you're probably just not putting that boat to the test. You know what I'm saying?
The best day of my life was when I smashed my boat in a riprap in a windstorm trying to get a crankbait, because then that ding was out of the way, and I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
What's up, Tony?
But I will say though, I mean, they are investments, right? They can be really poor investments depending on how you treat them. Depending on what brand you have, it's going to have good resale value or poor resale value. But I will say, like, if I wipe my boat down every single time I use it. I wipe my engine down to make sure that there's no water spots. I don't run a cover on mine like Pete does his. And then when there's a lot of surface scratches, the freaking magic eraser gets them off, dude. And then I'll throw conditioning over the top of it, to keep that paint good. So fiberglass a little bit different though.
Yeah, yep, it is. Fiberglass is a whole different beast.
Yep.
Going fishing in the morning. All right, Tony, we'll go whack 'em, man.
Where are you going, Tony?
Yeah, where are you going fishing?
Where are you going,
I'm not
Tony?
going
And which waypoint to?
I'm going to go help put some new gates up at our lease to keep trespassers out.
Oh yeah.
I jump sandbags, ask Trey, cleans the glass. That's, Mike, I'm a little bit nervous about fishing.
I actually would be really
Normandy.
concerned at looking at the bottom of your hole, Mike. But you know what?
You got to be careful fishing Normandy because there's still those tank traps in the water. Oh, you mean Normandy in Tennessee? My bad. I was a little confused there for a minute. Hal Abshire's watching. What's going on, Hal? Glad to have you jump on, man.
Hal's the man, and Hal's actually getting ready to head down to Lake Okeechobee to do some fishing.
Oh,
and he's going to be fishing out of the back of the boat, which is nice sometimes. And Hal can attest to this. It's nice not being the boat captain sometimes and just getting the ability to relax and just, flip a bug in the grass or run a speed worm over that stuff or do some top water, throw a chatterbait, whatever you want to do, Hal. Lake Okeechobee is your oyster, and we hope that you crack them all.
Tony said, I watched too much MLF and NPFL today live. Yeah, I mean, MLF finally had live coverage, so that was good. And then the NPFL has been live every day. So,
Tony, I will say you watched too much fishing if you had the day off and you could have went fishing. But if you were working, there's no such thing as watching too much fishing.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, if you can supplement work time with a little bit of fishing,
100%
makes the day.
It makes you want to quit your job, though. I'll tell you that.
I put it on in the background while I'm working and just listen to the noise. It's kind of like listening to a podcast or something. It's just helps you lock in.
Is Angler's Choice this weekend?
Spindale, yeah.
Spindale.
So if you're around Spindale,
Yep.
North Carolina.
So, guys, Hal Abshire is on here. Make sure you check that episode out that we had with him. It was a few weeks ago. We appreciate Hal and Randy Carter giving us the invite to go up to Angler's Choice in Martinsville, Virginia. That was a fantastic show. You guys are going to love the next episode that drops next Thursday from that. But if you're in Spindale area, which is about 5.5 hours from us, there's an Angler's Choice Marine dealer up there. Hal will be up there, I believe, and a whole bunch of professional anglers and people inside the industry. So go check them out if you're in the market for a new boat. Well, they definitely got them. So.
Let me see. Words of wisdom, Trey Thompson. Yeah, Tony said I was making baits all day. Dan, I do not do any Keith Pochets with my tin boat.
I mean, when you're not sponsored by them, then
I don't have a direct line to the manufacturer for when I jump a dam.
The only thing I jump is right onto my trailer. I ain't jumping anything else. I hit too much stuff.
You guys still use cork handle rod? I don't use cork handle.
I've got one on a crankbait rod, a deep cranking rod.
Yeah, I actually caught my personal best bass on a cork handle rod. It was a gift given to me, but I do not use anymore. I use all cash and stuff.
So how said I talked to Shaw Grisby today at the open house in Spindale about Okeechobee. Right on. I'll send pictures, and I'm emceeing the open house. That's right. Hal will be there emceeing. So
That's
if you're
right.
close to Spindale, at least go talk to Hal. I mean, who don't even worry about all them other guys. You want to talk to Hal.
Hal, hopefully you don't have that bloody eye anymore. I thought Jeff punched you in the face or something, but Hal blew a blood vessel the day before the event on Saturday, and it was pretty gnarly.
Don't forget the Fishing for Heroes tournament in March on Lake Hartwell. Yeah, there's a Fishing for Heroes tournament coming up on Lake Hartwell in March. Make sure you check that out. That'll be I don't have all the details. Well, we can share that.
The way they run that format is very similar to how all the other nonprofits do, which is a fantastic opportunity. If you're a boater and you sign up, you're going to get paired with a veteran, and you're just going to have an opportunity to develop a relationship, sometimes lifelong relationship with some of these veterans. So if I can make it down there, if I can swing it, I'm definitely going to enter into that tournament.
I know I will not be there, unfortunately. Life. Christine said, will we see you at the Philly show February 16th through 18th? My wonderful hubby, David, is taking me there for Valentine's Day. I will not be there. I know OneCast Fishing isn't going. That's I go pick up my new Vexus 1980 on Wednesday. Lee, you're going to love it. That's the exact same boat that I run. And I do like the new ones better because they added some width to the front deck. So now I'm super jealous.
First thing you got to do, Lee, is just run it right
into some riprap, get the first scratch and dent out of the way, and then fish on, brother. Veterans fish for free as a co, Mike said. So, yeah, if you're a veteran near Lake Hartwell and you want to jump in a tournament free, they'll pair you up with a boater and you can go out there and
Wait a minute. David has taken his wife to the fishing show for Valentine's Day.
yeah,
That is amazing.
that's a power move.
That is a strong bond right there. And no, I will not be up at Philly for that, but definitely send us some photos, David.
Yeah, and I know Philly's a tough one because it tends to be a fairly saltwater heavy show, from my understanding, just being that close to prime striper world. I mean, they catch giant striper, those big bluefish. That's super popular up in that area.
But David, if you meet anybody at the Philly show, I mean, if you want to rock the hat
Definitely
that you
let
got
us
from
know,
us,
David.
that would be great. But if you meet anybody up there that has like a really cool fishing experience, saltwater stuff that you're talking about, let us know who they are and get their contact information to us, and we'll maybe bring them on the show.
He did bring her to Richmond. We got to meet her at Richmond, and that was cool to hang out for a little bit and chat. And yeah, so fishing shows are a great way to spend time with your loved one. Mine surprised me with a little trip on Sunday, so we're gonna go fish some saltwater Sunday, something that I don't do a lot, but
We're gonna chase some speckles.
We're gonna go chase some speckled trout with a friend of ours who guides over there. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never done it, but should be exciting. I hear they're good eating, which I don't eat a ton of fish, but I'm looking forward to.
You know what
fresh
actually
fish
catches them?
tacos.
OneCast
Dynamite?
Fishing snagless bladed jigs. I caught one in the Sound. I guess it would be the Sound or whatever down in Southport last year before last. Is the very first fish I caught, and I was like, well, let me throw this snagless bladed jig out here, and I whacked one behind the boat, and I was like, no way. Now listen, you throw that stuff in salt water, I don't care what tackle it is, if you leave it out and don't wash it off, it will rust, guys. So
They're not stainless steel
yeah,
hooks or black
right,
nickel.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly. So
Hal said red eye's gone. We're having a big round table tomorrow. Sean and I had to rock the stashes, of course, and we talked about your podcast. Hal, we really appreciate you talking about us and Shaw as well. That really means a lot to us to have the support.
Yeah, I got to talk to Shaw for a couple of minutes at Knoxville.
Oh, did you?
He came by 911 in our booth, and so obviously I thanked him again for coming on the show. But just for a few minutes there, which was pretty awesome to, we did the show virtually. It was nice to see him in person again, because obviously we talked to him in November at the tournament. But thank him on the back.
If you haven't watched the show with Shaw and Hal, go back, watch it, or listen to it. But Hal and Shaw, they've both jumped out of airplanes, and I don't know why they did it, but they did it a long time
Neither
ago.
one of them knows why they did.
Yeah, I don't know why you jumped out of a perfectly good airplane that can land on the ground, but I don't know. But it was a good deal.
And we had a good talk with Shaw about alligator fishing too.
Oh man,
makes me want to go snag an alligator.
Yeah,
which I'm boat flipping of a 3-footer into
Mike's boat
while we're down there. So,
and he don't wear shoes either.
Oh, I'm going right for the feet.
Yeah.
Mike, you better protect them ankles, because she's coming in. I ain't losing no frogs. I
awesome
as well.
Make sure you do your PCIs and PCCs with him, because when we got out there on Friday for the tournament, he didn't bring his rain gear. So he's sitting there in his sweats.
Hey, you know what, though? He's going to be
No
fishing
shoes
in
on.
75-degree weather, so I think it'd be all right.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get trapped in a lightning storm, Mike. But I will say this, though. If you're going to get trapped in a storm with anybody, it should be Mike.
It should be. Yeah,
It should be
like,
Mike.
isn't it like tradition at this point?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't hit his power poles again like the lightning did last time.
Man, so before we sign off, we're getting close. If you have any last minute questions, make sure you shoot them out there. I got to tell. So Trey went down and fished with Mike Johnson, and they got a huge lightning storm. They had to spoon in the bottom of Mike's boat to keep each other safe. Allegedly, there was a lightning storm. They ended up spooning in the bottom of Mike's boat. The story is there's a lightning storm, but Mike's boat got struck. Not that day, but another day, his power pole got struck and it fried his electrical in his boat. So Trey and I go fishing at the Roanoke River, right? And we fish and storms are coming. We're like, let's get out of here. We'll beat the storms. So we get out, we're driving. We drive into the storm, of course, because the radar lied. So it turns pitch black. It's blowing 1,000 miles an hour. I can't see out of the windshield. Lightning, thunder. And Trey's like, man, did I tell you about Mike John's boat getting hit? Like his power pole got hit. It fried his entire electric, and he's going on and on. And as he's telling this story, 40 yards into the woods, lightning hits a tree. Big giant flash, shakes the truck on the road, and Trey and I both go, and just look at each other.
We started spooning in the truck.
Yeah, we started spooning in the truck. It turned into a whole. I really thought that my boat, because Trey had to tell the story, at that exact time was struck by lightning.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Trey closed his eyes. I was just flashing my flashlight. I told him it was a lightning scar.
You know what, Mike? I'm coming down there with Pete. We're gonna settle this.
He had a
once and
piece
for
of
all.
sheet metal and was Trey, get down.
You know what? Spooning or not spooning, we still caught a good bag, Mike. So you're welcome.
Yeah, y'all had a good time. Did we freeze again? Somebody said blame technology again. I'm blaming technology. It was definitely technology.
I don't know.
It looks like we're
looks
good.
good to me.
Elijah said I'm late. I was working the MLF event on Toledo Bend. Hey, tell him to cover the first 2 days. I'm just kidding. Don't, but do. Mike Johns laughed. Spoon to keep warm, said David Fuchs. Tony Parsley, come see my show on Facebook next weekend. Tony does lives while he's pouring baits and stuff. Tony Soft Plastic. So if you're interested in that process and hearing somebody talk about producing soft plastics, he does a really nice job on his live. So make sure you check him out.
I got to get some of his swim baits to throw behind as a trailer on some of my stuff. So Tony, be on the lookout. I might be ordering some baits from you.
Word. So yeah, appreciate everybody. We shared the giveaway details, some of the giveaway details and stuff tonight. So if you want to go start leaving those reviews, taking those screenshots, DMing us on our socials, make sure you're following our socials, and then that'll get you entered. There'll be more posts coming out across all of our social media about all that stuff. But we really appreciate everybody's support. We appreciate, man, that Diet Coke is tearing me up.
Coke Zero, baby.
Whatever. They gave me the burps all of a sudden. I'll be working the elite event here as well. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to marshal the elite event on which
Lake
Murray. Yeah. So I'm excited to do that. Something I've always wanted to do. And they're going to be close. So I signed up to go down there and do that. But yeah, appreciate everybody's support.
Don't count.
Great show as always is my official review. That's David Fuchs. He already left a review.
Leave another one, David.
Leave another one. And
have Christine leave one too.
Yeah, you can't leave too many reviews. No, but we really appreciate everybody's support to this point, supporting all of our partners, Carolina Waters, OneCast Fishing, Eric Schwind at Mossy Oak Realty. If you're in the Sandhills area of North Carolina looking for property or home, Cash and Fishing Rods, they aren't officially on board, but we support their American-made product. There are some other ones coming. Make sure you support our friends at Missile Baits, Hobie Eyewear. We've really fallen in love with their product. They make a great product. The Sight Master, if you fish low light ever, cloudy days, early morning, late evening, the Sight Master is an absolute game changer.
I will tell you, I wore some of those while I was driving for low light conditions.
Helps your eyes, doesn't it?
The contrast in there is amazing.
Yep.
And just getting rid of some of that glare. So I'm ready to use it on the water because I haven't used it on the water yet, and especially looking for sight fishing early morning.
And guess what? The Mojos, they float.
Yep,
they do.
Right.
The Mojo, they make a floating and non-floating. Make sure you get the floating.
Make sure you get the floating. How many times have you lost a pair of glasses in the water running 60 miles an hour or 45 if you're Mike Johns in the lake? The Mojo floats, they float, and you're going to like them. Actually go over to our Instagram page. We actually just published a short video on the set that I have. So if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, go check that out and let us know what you think.
Yep. All right. I appreciate y'all's support. Love y'all. Appreciate all the interaction tonight, all the comments, all the questions. Those of you that hung out when we had our brief technical difficulty, appreciate you hanging out for that. It looks like the second half went really well. So we got those gremlins out at least for that period and help us continue to grow a culture of anglers helping anglers one cast at a time.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.